Hey, good morning. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foote Title Group, where we handle your home closing and make sure it's a smooth and simple process so you can understand exactly what's going on, and we protect your home ownership to make sure that after closing you have no problems with the ownership of your property. So as I try to talk to you guys all the time about different things that come up, I love it when I get questions from the crowd. So, the crowd being all of you and all of those people you share it with that like to ask questions, or maybe some of the things we talk about might spur another question. So if you are on live with me today, give me a thumbs up, let me know how you're doing, and thank you so much, everybody who tunes in, for your time. Hey, Carla, how are you this morning? So I know this is out of the normal schedule, but I got a question today and I really wanted to get this out there because a lot of people just don't understand this, and this is crucial part of making your choices. So let me start by saying, when you're going to refinance or purchase something, if you are the person borrowing the money and paying all of the cost or most of the cost, you legally have the right to choose who does your closing. Now you may say, well, why does that matter? I trust my lender. I've worked with them for a long time and they have somebody they want me to work with. Or I've worked with my realtor for a long time and I trust them and they have somebody they want me to work with. Those are great referrals, but what I would recommend is that you do a little bit of research. It's not all about the dollars, although, most title companies are very competitive in the dollars. There are several that are not, and a lot of them that are connected with companies that do referrals to them. Sometimes those costs are more expensive because they have more administrative costs to keep those connections. So what I ask is that you do your research, because if you're refinancing your home, you have the right to choose who does your home closing. If you're purchasing a new home, you have the right to choose who does your home closing. So when someone says to you, hey, I have some recommendations, you can work with X, Y, and Z, that's great, absolutely great. Do a little bit of research, because here's the things that could happen. So we're going to give you some, just a few examples, just not to scare you, but just to make you aware. So not every company has all of the right pieces in place to do your closing. So maybe they don't do everything in-house. Maybe they ship some of the work outside of their office. And when that happens, there's a lot more opportunity for error. Plus, they may not have the proper regulation pieces in place to make sure that that's done correctly to protect you. There also they may not have a really good track record with the company that they write insurance with, which in essence protects your home ownership. So you want to make sure that that track record is good. You want to check and make sure that the company has a license. So even though you think that they should because they're doing business, maybe they aren't. And there's actually some links to some of these things on our website for Maryland and Virginia. But ask some questions, not only the cost, but how long have you been doing this? What's your claims situation? Tell me about how your in-house process works. You would do all of this research when you're looking for a realtor or a lender, because those are crucial pieces of this puzzle too. And you want to be just as involved in making sure that you understand the process on who's going to be doing your closing. Because what happens is, when everything's all said and done, the part of closing that you think about and that is maybe seems very important to you, sitting at the table or pulling all the pieces together, those are very important pieces as well. But there's a lot of behind the scenes things that happen that you may not understand, including, when the title search is done. When we get an order, we actually do a search of the title. And even if you're just refinancing and you think, wow, well, I've owned my property, there's no problem, you don't know that somebody else hasn't done something to the title of your property without you knowing about it. Somebody could have recorded a document. There could be a lien filed that you didn't get proper notice about. It could be something that's filed incorrectly against your property and maybe shouldn't be. So that title search is going to tell us some of that stuff. The lender is going to require that we do insurance to protect their interest for your new loan. But we are also making sure that there's no problems for your interest on that property. So when you refinance, you don't get, it isn't customary for you to repurchase your owner's title insurance. If you purchased it when you originally purchased your house, you don't have to do it again. But the title search is customary because the lender requires new title insurance because they're doing a new loan. And so because of that, we do the search and we take care of any things that may have come up that could be problems. So these are some of the reasons that you want to be very proactive about choosing who does your closing. Yes, you want a company that does things smoothly and simply and keeps in contact with you, and those are things you can research as well. Because sometimes, some of the recommendations that your realtor or your lender may have may be somebody that they've been working with for a while, and maybe something's changed in that organization, or maybe there is something that isn't going to be something that could be easy for you to work through. So as I try to explain to you, and I haven't talked about this in a while, but there's 3 very important things that you need to think about when you're looking to purchase a home. And purchasing would include finding the right realtor that suits your personality, your needs, your requests, because not everybody, but they may be the greatest realtor in the world, but if they don't work well with your personality, then it may not work for you. The other thing you want to do is find a lender that, again, works with your personality, understands the needs that you have, and has a good track record of doing things the right way. And thirdly, and very importantly, is who's going to do your closing, because you want your closing to be done properly. You want all the steps to happen properly, but you also want to make sure that you're protected. And the only person that can make sure that that happens properly is for you to do that. So if you're refinancing your home, more than likely the lender will say to you, hey, we've got all the paperwork together and we've already sent it to the title company. Well, wait a minute. I want you to understand that you have the right to choose who does that closing. So don't let that be an automatic recommendation. It may be somebody that doesn't even work locally, that maybe sends people out to your home, which sounds really convenient, but more than likely, in a lot of cases, the person who comes to your home doesn't know anything about your documents that you're going to be signing, so they can't easily explain that information to you. They may have a license, they may have the proper bonding, but they maybe don't have the expertise to properly explain that to you. So a lot of title companies do have closers, and we do too, that we send out to do closings at your house, at a location, maybe at your realtor's office, maybe at your lender's office. So ask the title companies that you're doing the research with, do you travel to do those closings? Because they do that as well. And just because the lender says, let me do that and make it easy for you, doesn't mean that's a choice you have to make. There's a lot of other options that give you those choices as well. So you have the right to make that choice. And today I'd like to recommend that you choose Foote Title Group. We've been in business for 31 years. Actually, this week is about when we were celebrating our 30-year anniversary last year. And we have a great track record of helping homeowners and home buyers be protected and make sure that their homeownership is protected and making sure their closing is simple and smooth. And all of our closings are processed in our offices, and our closers do go out and do closings outside of the office. So we can handle all of those needs for you. Our pricing is very competitive. And if nothing else, I want you to go to our website and look at the resources, because on the buyer's page, which is also a borrower if you're refinancing, go down that page, or on the seller's page and click on the resources tabs. There's all kinds of things on there. On the buyer's page, there's a sample documents book that walks you through a lot of the documents, boilerplate documents that you'll be signing at closing. So we try to provide you lots of resources. Hence, I like to do the coffee with Connie when things come up. But today we're just talking about if you're refinancing, you have the right to choose who does that closing, but you have to ask. You have to say it out loud and say, I have the right to choose. I want to choose Foote Title Group, or whoever that may be for you. So you have that legal right to choose anywhere in the country. Make that choice and protect yourself. Hope I helped you out a little bit today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you frequently during the week. And today isn't one of my regularly scheduled days, but if you ask a question and it's something I think we can help everybody else with, I definitely want to get it out there. So please ask your questions. Please click the share button, because there's going to be somebody out there that doesn't know this information like you do and doesn't know me. And so hopefully we can get them on so they will get the information as well. Hope you guys have an awesome Friday and a fantastic weekend. I look forward to talking to you next week, and I'll talk to you then. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foote Title Group, where we make your home closing process simple and easy to understand, and we protect your home ownership. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.